Hey guys, today I'm here with my fifth experiment of my WebTech lab. So today I've been given the topic integrating dynamic actions using JavaScript. So first of all, the question arises, what is JavaScript? So JavaScript is an object-based language, and then every HTML element is considered as object. Object consists of properties and methods. So this JavaScript is used to perform some dynamic operations with the web page. In the web page, like sometimes we have to add something, like in the web page itself it will be calculating and displaying the result. So after that, here I have been given four questions. The first question is to create a simple calculator which will take two values as input, and then I have four buttons: add, subtract, divide and multiply, the result blocks and clear. And then I have to create a BMI calculator, then a currency converter, and then again a calculator in which we have the numbers as kind of buttons. So this is what I have to do. So I've already done the coding. So I hope you may know the basic structure of the HTML file. So HTML, then head, then title, and then we go to the body and all. So first let us all start from the body. So in the body, first question was to create a simple calculator, right? So here what I'm doing is I'm creating two input box. One is for number one and number two. Inside that we have a thing, we are giving ID to that, and then we are applying CSS properties to that T1 and T2. You can see it here. For T1 we have given width as 300, T2 also width as 300 pixels, and then after that, in the placeholder whatever we give, the same thing will be displayed as default in this. So after that we have clicked created another thing called on click is equal to add. So what this statement does is, whenever we click on this add button, it calls the add function. In the same way, when we call click the subtract button, it calls the subtract function. When we click the divide button, it calls the divide function. In the same way, all those things are being done. After that, I have created another text area to display the result. Now body mass index is the next question, to calculate the body mass index. So here what I'm doing is I'm getting the input of weight of that student. So again, here I've created text area, I've given some IDs, and then in placeholder weight in kgs, and then again I'm getting the input height also, and then again I'm creating a text area to display the result. And here also I've created a button so that whenever we click that, it calls the BMI function and calculates the BMI. The next question is to create a currency converter. Here again I've started with div box, and then I've given currency converter as the heading. And then here also I've created an input box to get the input of the amount what the user wants to be converted to. And then here I have used select, and then I've given some options: USD, INR, KD, Euro, AD. So when the user needs, he can convert it from that value to this value. So it's very simple. So here also what we are doing is, when it's changed, in the calculator, if you see, you click select USD, and then here also if you select something, so what is happening is it's changing, right? The value is changing. So when on change is happening, it calls the conf function. And the last question is to create an online calculator. Here what we are doing is, for each buttons, right? For each button we are creating a button, like input class equal to button, and then we are giving the values. And then whenever we click that button, we are like put 0. So what this put 0 does is, it will put it in this box. Like when you click 0, 0 is coming to, so it will be displayed in that box. After that, when we are doing some operations, it's calling put plus, so it will call that function. And then we have created two more things: reset and clear. So like I will also show you how the JavaScript works. So how you will add the JavaScript is, inside the head tag after the title, we have to create a thing called script type is equal to text slash JavaScript, and inside that we are creating the functions. So first function is function add. Here what we are doing is, the text box, that is the first two text box that we saw. This two text box, that is ID of this text box is 21 and ID of this text box is T2. So we are getting the value of T1 and T2, that is whatever value is entered in this text box, T1 and T2 will be passed to A and B, and then we are creating another variable called C, and then here what we are doing is we are converting that variable to integer, so that the sum, we can get this sum, because if we don't use parseInt, what will happen is, suppose in the variable A or the text box 1 the value entered is 21 and in text box 2 is 22. So if we don't use parseInt, the output will be 21 and then 22, that is 2122 will be the output. But when we use parseInt, what will happen is 21 plus 22, that is 43 will be displayed as the result. So for that, what we have to do is we are using C, and then we are converting a parseInt of A plus parseInt of B, and for displaying the result, document dot get element by ID, and then we are giving the ID here, then dot inner HTML equal to C. In the same way, for subtract we'll just change, instead of plus we'll give minus. For divide also same thing, multiply also same thing. After that we have the BMI calculator. So the function BMI, here also we are getting the two values, one is text result 1 and text result 2, that is the weight and height of the person, and then we are creating another variable E, and this is the formula for calculating the BMI, right? So A divided by B divided by 100 into B divided by 100. After that, we are displaying the BMI, and then we are checking the condition, like if it's less than 18.5, then we are displaying it as condition is underweight BMI. If it's between 18.5 and 24.9, we are displaying condition as normal BMI. In the same way it goes on, and then we are asked to that currency converter. For that we have a function called con, and here also we are getting all the indexes, like you can see, first I, the selected index of the S1, the first text box is being taken to I, and same way options I dot value, whatever value is there, that is also being taken, and then for that number also we are taking, and here we are taking a switch case. If I is equal to 1, then we are calculating, like if it's to be converted to the case 1, then the same number, like INR to Indian rupees to Indian rupees, there won't be any change, right? So if we are to convert to dollar, we are doing into 74.27. that is the way how we are doing it. In the same way, we have many if else if loops, so that we can convert from each and every currency to the other currency. So in that way we have 5 else, like if else if loops, and after it's computed we are displaying the result. And now for the calculator we have a thing called put num, right? So what this put num does is, it will like whatever we click, it will be displayed here. So after that we have a function called equal, which will calculate the value. It will take the expression, like equals, we will take the value and put it. After that we have another function called result and clear. So it will automatically perform the actions. After that the CSS also I have added it inside the head also only. For that we have to use the style tag, and inside that we have to use the hash, and then the ID of that element. So hash given, and whatever style you want to give, you can give it. So this is how the program goes. I hope you understood it. I'll just show the output also. So for this, suppose I have a value called 23, and here I have a value 100. So once I click the add button, it calls the add function, it computes and it displays 123, and I clear it, the result is cleared. And suppose now here I want to 123 minus 100, so you can see it's displaying 23. Suppose if I want to divide it, you can see 1.23. If I want to multiply, you can see the value. So this is how this simple calculator works. For body mass index, suppose I enter the weight 55, and heights in centimeter is 165. And when I click this calculate BMI, it's calling that BMI function. It's displaying the BMI and then the condition, that is normal BMI. For currency converter, suppose if I want to convert 500 Indian National Rupee to USD, you can see the output. It's $6.50. In the same way, if it's $500, if we convert to INR, you can see it's coming around 37,135. You can change it to any, you can see for KD, Euro, it's 435, AD. So you can convert it. The same way we have an online calculator here, 1, 2 into 2. When you put equals to, it's showing the result. In the same way, 67 divided by 3, when you put equal to, it will display the output. This is how it works. So I hope you understood the program. Thank you for watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.